pretty serious topic. Crush my physical health gains, obviously. Mental health is health. Part of the anxiety package. Took me a long time to get to this spot just to even say it. You know, if you are watching this video and if you are struggling, or if you know someone who's struggling, you are not alone. Hey, what is up? Kate the Great here. Welcome back to my channel. It's really nice to have you here. Today, you and I are gonna have a little chit chat. You and I, just one-on-one. We're gonna talk about a pretty serious topic that is, you know, not talked about enough or as often. To be honest, sometimes it was like a little bit of a taboo topic that wasn't really talked about. And the awareness of it is becoming more prominent out in the world. More people are talking about it, more people are opening up. If you follow my channel, you follow my vlogs, my videos, I have talked about my personal mental health a few times. Weekly therapy, of course, if you see my videos on my Instagram, whatever, you know that I see a therapist for my anxiety and OCD. Now, this is the thing. Before I jump into this video, I want to make it perfectly clear that I am not a professional at all in the mental health space. I'm not claiming that I am, but as I had mentioned in a couple of my previous videos, I was diagnosed with anxiety and OCD almost like 10 years ago. And basically, I am finally in a place where I feel like I have some sort of control over it. And why I want to chit chat about this is because, one, it's not talked about enough, and two, the correlation to physical health and mental health being hand in hand is not talked enough about as well. In addition to that, mental health overall, like I'm talking in like a huge general umbrella of mental health, so wherever you land under that umbrella is where you are. And I just wanted to chit chat about it because even if you are super stressed, you might see some effects from that stress or anything related with your personal mental health. You might see that affect your physical health. And me, of course, being a professional in the physical health realm, is very important for me to check in, especially like with my clients, being like, hey, how are you doing with your mental health? What is your stress level? Every single new client that I work with, I am always writing on the initial health. It's actually called a PAR-Q that I use. It basically asks like 1 to 10 how stressed you are. Basically just getting a gist of where someone's at. And I think a lot of people struggle with their mental health, and I think a lot of people feel that they are alone in that. And I know I personally can understand, especially in the beginning, feeling alone and almost feeling like embarrassed about it, being like, this is what I do for my OCD. It's kind of embarrassing, and I feel kind of weird telling people about it because I don't want them to judge me or whatever my reasoning is. So it was really hard for me to like talk about it. It was also super hard for me to talk about seeing a therapist. Again, I've talked about this many times. Even on my Instagram, I'm mentioning it. I see a therapist once a week, and I have seen a therapist for, again, these past 10 years that I had been diagnosed, and it became essentially a real problem for me. So no matter what, I am a huge advocate for seeking professional help. I would say that's really the most thing that's helped me. And my hope for people is that, one, hopefully you start to not feel alone. Even if you're watching this and struggling like I am, like I was in general, I hope that you know that you're not alone, because you know that I also am struggling. And is it the same? Of course not. Everyone's different. Even people who are diagnosed with anxiety, ours is different. Everything is subject to the person. However, under that big umbrella, just know that you are not alone and you are not struggling alone, and you can get through it. All right, now that that whole spiel is over and basically talking about the point of this, again, not a professional, not claiming to be. However, I have done decently okay with managing my stress, my mental health, taking care of my mental health, again, hand in hand with physical health, so that I can, you know, crush my physical health gains, obviously. I mean, who doesn't want that? With that being said, I wanted to jump into a few things that are floating out there. Hopefully this will be a little bit of a push for you to start implementing them possibly into your own life and your own mental health journey. Number one, like I said, seeking professional help. Mental health is health. So you seek a professional in whatever realm of health that you need help, you seek a professional. So that's just that, plain and simple, that one. Seek a professional. Another way to manage mental health or stress is to work on your positivity and positive affirmations, possibly. I am a huge advocate for positive affirmations. That is something that in the more recent time has been very prominent in my routine. If you watched my morning routine, I will link that here. I am doing my positive affirmations almost every single day, and definitely every single day now. I have recently transferred my planning and my daily productivity and my workflow and my life flow, is that a word? I don't know, to digital planning, digital workflow. I'm actually in the midst of transferring my planning process into my iPad Pro. So on my iPad, my beloved iPad that I talk about all the time, I am now doing my positive affirmations on there. And then to help myself out, and hopefully you, I have made a template for myself to basically follow along to every single day, so that I am prompted and guided in my positive affirmations. Time only takes a couple of minutes, but I made a template and I'd love to share it with you if you are open to that, or if you're working on your positive affirmations. If you don't know where to start or anything in general, you can just give it a try. It's a little bit guided, but then the second half is a bit more catered to you, like it's a freehand kind of thing where you can just write whatever you want. I have things that are personal to me that my therapist and I have gone over for me to say to myself. So this is it. I'm going to link it down below in the description for you to download. It's free. You can just use it as a template. You can print it out. You can write on it. So you can just download it to whatever device you have. I downloaded it to my iPad, and I will just write on it every single day. Use the template, just duplicate it, and I just write down what I am writing for that day. Some of them are subject to change for the days, but the bottom part, I write the same exact thing every day, so that I really just, like, you know, get it in there, make sure I am reiterating what I'm saying to myself in that moment throughout the rest of the day. And it's made a huge difference, actually. And just positive self-talk. We've all heard this, like, talking to yourself in a kinder way. Sometimes people will talk to themselves very negatively. I mean, like, I also do that pretty often, and it's sometimes just a part of the anxiety package that I have. And I've worked really hard to try to be kinder to myself, and of course I have hiccups, everyone does, but I am way better than I used to be, so I'm pretty proud of myself for that. Pat myself on the back. Moving on. Another thing that I love to do, which I talk about a decent amount in general on my channel, is deep breathing. So taking deep diaphragmatic breaths, using your diaphragm, it's a muscle, and basically just conditioning yourself to breathe, to relax. It'll make a huge difference with your physical health and of course your mental health. Just teaching your body to relax, and it honestly just makes the world of a difference. And same thing with like everything else that we do in life. It's just remembering a lot of these things that I'm talking about, everyone I think knows. It's best if we all be a little bit kinder to ourselves, be more positive. If you find yourself being negative or having irrational thoughts, for me irrational thoughts is like a huge thing. And compulsive thoughts, of course, that taps into the OCD side of the spectrum for me personally. So the deep breathing, we all know we should do deep breathing. It's a very common talked about thing, and I talk about it all the time. All the time. I have a weekly group breath that we all breathe together over on my Instagram every single Friday. And I have a guided breath. Actually, it's a 3-minute guided breath. I'll link it here, but I'm pointing down there. I'll link it in the description as well. It is an awesome guided deep breathing. I like to do a 5-second inhale, 5-second hold, 5-second exhale of the breath, and it just really gets you in a nice, calm, positive mindset to just go throughout your day, and hopefully that's a ripple effect for the rest of the day, and just creating those patterns is just a huge thing. Something that I always like to say is 10 breaths a day will go a long way. And not just because it rhymes, it does make sense and it is fun to say, but just start adding in breaths, like 10 breaths. Go for it. Add it in to your day, and I'm sure you will start to feel more relaxed, a little bit better, and just get yourself, again, overall nice and calm so that you can work on all the other things that I'm talking about. Another big thing for me is the look good, feel good kind of mentality. So doing things for myself, doing things that I love to do for myself, being selfish for yourself, doing things for yourself, taking time to get in movement is selfless, and just prioritizing yourself. I go for facial peels, I work out for myself, I do things that I love to do, the whole self-care world. It'll make the world of a difference. World. One last thing that I want to mention, which is something that I am also working on myself, is just teaching myself that it is okay to be upset. It is okay to cry, and just to remind myself that when I am feeling anxious or anything, I'm not like being dramatic or just any negative association with being upset or crying or just have irrational thoughts. It is okay, it's a process, and it'll take some time to learn that it is okay. And again, I'm working on that, and I'm doing a lot better than I used to, I'd like to say. And kind of on the same path, just to know that your feelings, what you're feeling, is valid, and there's always something like, well, that person is suffering more than me, or I should be thankful for what I have. And yeah, you can be grateful for what you have and the life that you live and who you are, but at the same time, your feelings and what you are feeling is valid. And again, that's also something that I'm working on, and it took me a long time to get to this spot just to even say it. And of course, I have to mention my favorite thing, which is movement. Just movement. Just get yourself moving. Movement is an awesome stress release. I know that it helps me so much. Ironically, physical movement is a stressor. However, on the other side of it, physical movement, physical activity is so good for the mind. And you know, if you've worked out before, gotten some sort of movement in, afterwards, like, whoever says, oh, you know, I wish I never did that workout. Like, no one says that. So just get yourself moving. Just go on a walk. I do daily walks not every single day, almost every single day. And they are just great. Getting yourself moving will just set the tone and will just help overall in so many ways. All right, so those are just a couple of things that I am sure that you know that you've heard before. And if you haven't, there you go. These things have helped me so much, especially the seeking a professional one. My therapist, amazing. And something I'd like to mention is I had gone through a couple therapists to get to the therapist that I see today. And just like with anything, with trainers, if you're training with someone who, you know, doesn't feel like they're the right fit for you, that's fine. Not everyone is made for everyone. So if someone's like, you know, I don't think Kate's the trainer for me, that's okay. I know I'm not for everyone. Same thing with, I guess, in general, seeking professional help with anything. It's just finding someone that works for you. And that is it. We have made it to the end of the video. I just wanted to reiterate one more time, if I hadn't said it enough, you are not alone. If you are struggling at all, just know that you are absolutely not alone. And just because it's not talked about enough, mental health awareness is definitely doing better with more people talking about it, which is why I wanted to make this video here and just letting you know, if you are watching this video and if you are struggling, or if you know someone who's struggling, you are not alone. And help will help. Does that make sense? Getting help and helping yourself will help. We'll just go with that because it will. So I appreciate you making it this far into the video and just like having a real chat about it, and you getting to know me a little bit more and me getting to have a little bit of a sit down chit chat with you and just dive in a little bit. It was more like a little bit of like a step into the shallow end of mental health, because of course not a professional, however I do suffer with it, so it's more like peers chit-chatting about it. I think you get my point. Don't forget, if you'd like the template that I used, I'll pop it here one more time so that you can see it. Honestly, I feel like it's really pretty too. It is just a nice guided template, and if not, there's so many out there, but this one of course is free and it'll almost feel like you and I are in this together. I write on it every single day, and you know, just creating a nice positive mindset for ourselves, so that we can have as great of a life for ourselves that we want. Thank you again so much for making it through this entire video and all of my blabbing. I really appreciate it. I hope that you have a great day, and I will see you next time. Bye! But whatever realm of help that would input it there. No, I'm not gonna say that. Hi, Mercy girl. How's it going? No, that's my camera. Good girl. How are we doing this morning? You're such a sweet girl. Hi, Peanut. Easy, easy, easy with the iPad. Oh wait, no, that's not heating. Hi, Peanut. Oh my goodness. Hi. We're not doing this. Bless you.